Chapter 2. The Company Administrator and Setting up the Service. So let's skip forward and assume that you've ordered the Feature Plus service and it's been installed. We now need to look at how you administer the system and how you get it up and running for your company. First, you need to go to the Feature Plus website. This is the Feature Plus homepage, and it's through here that each individual user can control their service through a Feature Plus account or control panel. It's also where the administrator manages the company-wide features and each of the company's Feature Plus users. If you haven't done already, you now need to select someone within the company whose responsibility it is to act as administrator for your Feature Plus system. An administrator account would have been created for your business into which all your phones and phone numbers would have been provided. This account is identical to the user control panel, with the exception of the Company Settings tab that you can see in the main menu. It's through here that as administrator you will be able to access User Maintenance section, which allows you to create and maintain all the other user accounts on the system. Now the next thing is to set up the system for use. Setting up a new user. So to set up a new user, you'll assign a phone number to them and create their own account through which they can control how their phone behaves. Remember, you don't have to create a control panel for each user. You may choose to simply give them a phone number and basic voicemail, which is controlled from the phone handset. To set up a user, simply click here and just type in their name, a login ID of your choice, and some more details for the user, including their email address. Click here, and then Feature Plus confirms all the details, and you just click Finish. The system will now automatically email the user their username, password and instructions. So now you've set up the user and created a control panel account for them, we can now find them by his login. There he is. Now, if you click on this icon, we notice that he has no phone. So as the administrator, you need to assign each user a phone number. You move the number you want to assign from the unallocated phone to the user. Remember, all phones are initially allocated to the administrator. Click Save and then it's done. Now the user is set up. They have an account and telephone number and can control everything that happens to their phone and calls. Administering a user. As the administrator, having set up the new user, you may want to make sure that this user doesn't call premium rate lines, for example. One of the things you can do is set up call barring against their phone. Click here. You can now select that you don't want the user making any calls to premium rate numbers or other expensive destinations, as well as barring all calls completely and banning them from accessing their account. Press Save and that's it. Here, the administrator can change the number that a user presents. As a business, you may want everyone to present the same number, your main office number. As the administrator, you can press this icon here to activate alternative phone number presentation. You can then choose from any number within your company's account. So whenever that user makes a call, the number the administrator has selected will be shown at the other end of the line. You can also then set that up on a per phone basis and have multiple groups each presenting their own number, giving you the options to have a sales line, a helpline and so on. Now don't worry if this seems complicated. There's always the option for your service provider to do all this and set it up for you. So to summarise, we've set up an account for the user, associated a phone number with it, set up the call barring to make sure they don't make any expensive calls, and we've also managed their details. Company Address Book. The Feature Plus system provides your business with an online company address book that each user has access to and that the administrator manages. All Feature Plus users and their details appear automatically in the directory. The administrator can then assign a short dialing code against each number, whether it be a Feature Plus number or a mobile number. Once saved, these codes can be dialed from any user's phone. The administrator can also create, from new, an external directory of contacts, shared contacts. This may contain frequently used supplier and customer numbers, for example, and again, it's accessible through every Feature Plus control panel. As an administrator, you can also control music on hold. Remember though, you first need to order this from your service provider. We offer 10 music tracks on the system, and you can select one of these tracks so that every time someone is put on hold, the music will play. You just click on it and choose the one you want, whether it's classical music, guitar music, or something a little more funky. The same music will be played across all phones in your business. You can alternatively play your own marketing messages or adverts, controlling which one is played and when. This is a great opportunity to enhance and complement existing marketing and advertising campaigns, and a chance to tell your customers more about the products and services that you can provide. And lastly, you can use the impersonate function, which allows you, as the administrator, to support all the Feature Plus users in your business. Using this function, you can view all their settings across their features and see any problems associated with their phone or their setup. This is an ideal tool for troubleshooting.